And we're back here at Twin Elms Rugby Park in Nepean. Just finished watching a great game between Jamaica and Mexico, and they're just coming off the field in Canada and the USA. This is the game fans have been waiting for all weekend long. It's the cup final between Canada and the USA, and both these teams will be going to Russia next year and the 2013 Rugby World Cup of Sevens. And for Pierce Higgins, this is the culmination of a pretty big weekend for Canadian rugby and NACRA, isn't it?
This is it. This is huge now. This is to have first place going to and the pool decisions will be made later. But coming first is much better than coming second.
So Canada will kick off here against the USA. That's going to be Kieran Hearn to start it. It hasn't gone, it's just gone the 10 meters. Colin Hawley takes it cleanly, but big Canadian pressure here. Fred Asselin in the booth with us as well, not releasing the tackler there, and USA with the first penalty against Canada there. But Colin Hawley getting just nudged into touch. And Phil Mack will have the line out here as Hawley was making good inroads here. And Mack, good cover tackle, eh, Fred?
Oh yeah, Mack, I mean, saved the try right there.
Phil Mack.
Very athletic, Colin Haley there, almost went in for a try.
And good connection between Mack, and now he gets it out to Hearn. Hearn kicking for some territory here, and big chase down the wing by Duke on the USA. And the USA just taking their time, being patient. That's number 5, Zach Test. He's had a great weekend of rugby here. Now Hawley flinging it back. That's Maka Unufe. Back inside. Unufe, bit of a stutter step, tries to step out of a tackle.
Oh.
Now the USA on with something here. Ty Enosa. No one, well, I shouldn't say no one's going to catch him. Kieran Hearn has caught him, but now he's trying to wriggle free or at least get a pass
Good
away.
Stuff.
That is just a staggering tackle by Kieran Hearn of Conception Bay, Newfoundland. And a penalty to boot against the USA. And the Canadian fans know the enormity of what Kieran Hearn has just done, Pierce Higgins.
Tremendous challenge. He had about a 5-meter gap when he started, and he worked and worked. You can see it here. Chase. And then when the US guy realized he wanted to be caught, he tried to turn, and Kieran was right there with him, didn't let him go. Wonderful tackle by Kieran Hearn.
And Kieran Hearn, not known for his speed, but right there, his heart. I mean, he was flying after this guy.
Yeah, played the angle just right. And American player still down on the ground, and I believe that was Enosa after he got tackled. So he's still laying flat and just getting to his feet now. So now a clearance kick by Canada from deep in their own end, and they'll have the throw in Mack. A bit of an overthrow to Tyler Ardron. US has gotten there first in Mike Pelafau. And so even though Canada had the possession for a moment off that line out, now Shalomi Sunulia, the US captain, is putting it out wide to Hume. Luke Hume scoring a bag load of tries, and he just banged. And all the time, Hume scoring a try, but they could have a problem there as Unufe got hit hard.
I think they banged heads. Look at Hume right there. I mean, both of them hit heads together. Hume also is banged up. Here we see the replay.
Oh yeah, goodness, that's a jaw
right
shot.
Jaw.
Yeah. So
Hume with the presence of mind to keep going. It's amazing that he kept going in after that headbang.
Hume has been, obviously, you've mentioned it quite a few times, Rob. He's been very impressive and consistent in this whole tournament. And there he goes again. You told us earlier he'd be a danger man for Canada, against Canada, and he's just kind of proven that they're going to have to keep an eye on him, you know?
Well, they're going to have to keep an eye on him for a couple of reasons, because he's holding his head. Now, he hit the sort of meaty part of Unufe's jaw.
Oh, it's a knockout.
Yeah, but Unufe is down, and I think we might have to bring a stretcher out for him. The game's going to stop. Medical timeout here, and no one likes to see this in the sevens game. We saw a Mexican player who took quite a hard knock in the previous game and a lot of blood. And I don't know that Hume is really affected by that, other than he hit his heart pretty hard, but I don't think he's bleeding. But he looks like he's clear. But
We don't like to see that.
No.
It was fellow player as well. It's one of those things, and human feel bad.
Just a bad bounce.
And while we wait for that, the try was converted while we were chatting on that one.
We see with the speed of the game here. Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break and come back with more action from the Cup final at the NACRA Sevens Championship in Ottawa. More coming up on Rogers TV. So back to live action as we see Maka Unife coming off the field after he got a hard hit from teammate Luke Hume. His head knocked into Unife's jaw, and he looked like he was out cold for a couple of minutes. And so we're getting back underway, and he'll have been replaced by Jack Halalilo, I believe. We're just trying to pick up what number went on for the big speedster for the USA.
All right, it's back on and back in. That's too bad for Unife. Finishing a tournament like that is not. He's not looking very good at all.
Yeah, he's just walking through the tunnel underneath our position, and the crowd got very quiet. He's very groggy on his feet, but it was a hard hit indeed. And credit to Hume to be staying in this game, because he took quite a knock on his head as well as he scored that try. But here's U.S. with a 7-0 lead right now, and Canada wanting to play their game and get the ball. And so it's the USA penalized here, and Canada will look to make some yards here.
Be interesting to see if this situation and delay has any effect on either side. Lack of concentration, loss of focus. We'll see how it goes.
The youngster Hassler gets it out to Sean Duke, and now it's Trainer. They call him the C-Train on the team. Hassler acting as the link out to Hearn. They've got numbers out wide. Mack, he finds Ardron. One more to go, and that's Moonlight. And Moonlight will make it to the corner, and he'll want to score under the post. And he cuts up short and scores before he can get to the post. But the crowd appreciating that effort in response to that try by Hume. They're now down just 7-5.
Great effort here. Great effort. Just to keep the ball in the play right at the bottom here by Connor Braid. I mean, that was amazing.
I have it here. Good passing, good, excellent passing. And again, out to Moonlight, and he drove for the corner and Slater stepped in, just got inside and made another 10 yards in goal.
They used up everybody for that. That's an outstanding play, you know.
I would have thought maybe Moonlight, with his size advantage, maybe try and charge through, but always the risk of the knock-on in goal. He's got to score those points rather than worrying about the 2 potential points. Conversion kick is wide, so it was a tough one, and so it's 7-5 for USA. But this is 2 10-minute halves. We're 6 minutes into this one, and if Canada's ever needed home field advantage, today is the day, and this grandstand is just filled with Canadian support. Hearn. Great restart, but out on the full. It was good height, but missed it by about 1.5 feet going out on the full, so it'll be an indirect penalty at half. Brian Archiero, the referee from Canada, marking the spot. So it'll be
a set play from the middle of the field.
yeah, Captain Shalomi Suniula, and he gives it a quick tap, thinking about what he's going to do. Kind of ran out of ideas and kept it, trying to fake everyone out. Gets it off to Pelafau. Driving hard. The U.S. have committed as many bodies as they should into this breakdown. And now the quick whistle from Archiero. Maul had collapsed, and now it's ball to Canada scrum.
What the referee is saying there, that the USA took it into the maul, it didn't come back, and so consequently they lose possession. It gives to Canada for the scrum.
It's like a held up call, basically.
Crouch.
Right.
Touch. Set.
So Mac getting this ball in. Ball getting pushed back quickly, but they maintain possession and go forward. Now it's Duke. Duke's gotten outside the track star, Carlin Isles. Isles will keep pace with him. Can Duke shake him off? No, that was a great defensive effort by Carlin Isles against the speedy man, Sean Duke. And I tell you, I'd like to see those guys in a track meet right after the race. They're both very fast guys. Flung ball by Duke after all of that, and they're looking to get it wide. Moonlight, long looping pass out to Trainer. And he shakes off the tackler, and he'll go under the post. And that was a great play on Mike Pelafau, fending off the tackle. And the C train has arrived at the station, scoring another try for Canada.
We just love to do. I'm all excited, I'll be honest with you. I'm holding myself back from cheering like all our fans. Here, let's watch this
Really,
long pass.
Moonlight was a great pass there.
Beautiful sidestep.
Oh, great moves.
Sidestep and change direction. In for a very fine try, unopposed once he got to the line.
Connor Trainer, you know, a great finisher. You know,
Yeah.
he's proven it to us in the World Cup, and now watch him go in the sevens rugby. He's a great finisher.
Mac puts the extras on that one. And so here's Canada now with a 12-7 lead. And folks, if you think this one is over, it's not. Tricky onside play, basically. Here, Duke trying to get to it. He was kind of taken out by Isles there, and argument could be made that he's going for the man without the ball there. USA coming away with it.
Looking like a concussion for Sean Duke.
Hawley got brought down hard. Duke is down. Canada 6-on-7 right now. Penalty, but will they go fast ball? They will, but they're down a man. I'm not sure they're aware of it.
Duke getting back up right now.
Duke is going to come back into the line. Another penalty by the U.S. They're trying to kill that ball. They got to get their hands off that ball in the ruck, and there might be a card off this, Pierce Higgins.
No, I don't think so, no.
Oh, Ardron trying to shake it up with Hume.
Calm down.
Referee said calm down.
Yeah.
No. 7.
Duke right back up on his feet. He's a hard boy. He took a hit right from the hip in the head.
I think they're going to be watching him very carefully as to how he is fitness-wise and how he reacts in the next couple of minutes. We're just about at halftime, just 15 seconds to go. That's the only reason they haven't trotted someone out. They'll assess him at halftime and possibly make a change.
If I saw it cleanly, it was Hiles' hip that hit him in the head sideways.
Right.
I see Canada have moved a medic person to the far side, so they're probably keeping an eye on him as also.
Stolen ball by USA as the horn goes. Hawley has gotten to it. He's trying to step out of a Phil Mack tackle. Ball stays U.S. side, and keep this alive as long as they can to try and score another try. Hearn doing a great job to spin the American around the Canadian side. Ball staying on U.S. possession. Hume flinging it out to Isles now. No, sorry, that is Isles. And he's trying to turn on to another gear, but he's shut down by coverage of the Canadian defense. Hume jinking and jiving out of a couple of steps. A hand, John Moonlight gets to it. He intercepts it. John Moonlight, and he'll shake off the tackle. Moonlight under the post. What a tremendous defensive effort, and then scoring the try. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in sevens.
Moonlight.
The crowd giving a tremendous voice to that effort.
Moonlight, James Bay boy. The James Bay people would love to see that.
Presence of mind to see the ball in the air and not to lose it was excellent. Taking it when it came down and taking it in. Very
Hawley
well done.
hanging off him like a Christmas ornament, thought he had him down, and the big old tree decided to plant himself under the post instead. And there we go. Canada scoring some big points right before halftime. And
they've taken a serious lead here.
19
This
to
is serious.
7.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the first 5 minutes of this game, I was nervous for Canada. It looked like U.S. was going to control this,
Well,
and
that's
now they're running away with it.
perfect example of when the flow of the game changes. You know, there was a stoppage there because of an injury. In sevens
point.
rugby, the flow of the game is so important, and anything that can happen. And sometimes you have to find ways to stay focused. And USA might not have been able. That shake them up, and Canada took advantage of it.
Luke Hume hit Maka and knocked him out, and there was probably about a 3-minute passage while they figured out how to get Unife off the field. He finally walked off under barely his own steam. And you know, you're right, psychologically, there's the Americans looking at their playmaker. They're worried about Hume. Is he all right? Canadians going, opportunity here, folks. Let's hammer down now. Let's listen to U.S.
Get out there and play phase. Right? Listen to play phase. All right? Fair enough. Let's go. Come on.
So instructions from Magleby is, hey, we've been here before. We played Canada a ton of times. Don't panic. We're not out of this thing yet. We've got 10 minutes, not 7. Let's get this job done and be the top qualifier out of this tournament.
And on the Canadian side, I'm sure they're just saying, hey, this is the opportunity, guys. We're in front of our fans. 10 minutes to go. Come on.
So, we were really raving about that John Moonlight try. Maybe have another look because Hawley really felt he had the tackle in here.
To have the presence, hey, to just
Two
tap
tackles.
ahead and catch it to yourself with 2 guys on you. I mean, that was excellent work.
Shalomi Sunalia was there to help with the tackle as well. They'll rue a missed defensive attempt as USA gets this back underway. And Moonlight couldn't get a clean hand on it. USA trying to get possession from the kickoff here. Some heavy counter rucking from Canada, but it's staying US side. Hume gets it out. Now they love the stutter step on the US side, making the big move, but Hawley is brought down cleanly by Duke, who stayed in the game after a questionable knock. Big tackles being put in by Canada now. Connor Traynor, he spun around, offloads to Duke. Now it's Mack, driven back, finds a half gap. He's gone to ground. Kicked off the foot of Connor Traynor. The U.S. have it now. That is number 2, Mike Pellefoul, and Canada needed to roll away there.
Number 5 not rolling.
Didn't move away when he was in the tackle. That was pretty obvious there. Referee right on the spot.
Carlin Isles gets it out to Hume. Hume has scored a bunch of tries today, I think 5 or 6
Threw away
through
the ball
rounds.
there. As much as he's been very consistent, he just threw 2 balls away. Last one was Moonlight's try, and now Canada's just, they might have regained it here.
Have they managed to steal? It looks like the U.S. ready to go with it.
Hume has got a knee down there.
Yeah, Hume might have maybe near the end of his day. Hawley now steps out of one and gets tackled right away by his opposite number 11 there. Jeff Hassler's on the field.
Forward.
And so knock forward, and so it'll be a scrum. Seems like Canada's playing with a bit more urgency now.
USA looks rattled.
They do, and those tackles are coming in very hard. They're really making the tackles count in this situation.
That's what we are known for. So Canadian boys, when they're in a final like that, I'm sure they've talked about how hard they got to hit and, show their presence on the field. And I think it's taken a toll on the U.S. team.
Garrett John coming into this tournament sort of taking exception to the fact that Canada was the number 2 seed, even though they'd beaten the USA 4 or 5 times in the past few tournaments. And USA, as a result, only having to play 2 games in their pool. Sean Duke getting a high hand to that target, and Hassler's gotten it off to Mack now. Mack shaking off Isles for a moment. Look at the strength. That's the strength that Phil Mack has come out with. Now it's Hassler. He's got open field, and he's got someone over his shoulder. Hassler loses his footing, but not his presence of mind to pass off to Ardron. Canada keeping possession, but it was a knock-on ultimately that stopped all that good play. But going back to when Mack fended off Isles, that was a very muscular play, and I think last year's Phil Mack model might have struggled to push Isles around like that. Not He-Man that's out there today.
Yeah, he's definitely holding his own.
Yeah, you bet.
So all is not lost.
Hassler going for it again.
We've got Ardron coming off for Chauncey O'Toole. Whenever I travel internationally, Hawley coming off for the USA. We're trying to pick up, let's just see who went on for the US there. If we could get one of our eagle eyes to figure that one out.
Good, let's go. Crouch.
Probably Halalilo, maybe if there's number 8 out there. And big scrum by Canada. Chauncey O'Toole into the front row there, and so that's a great switch out for Ardron.
We spoke about this in the women's game. The Canadian team seem to go into that new scrummage mode, and they drive right in at the set. So we saw that in the women's game. We're seeing it here in the men's.
It's not as polite an engagement as it used to be.
Set.
Look at the drive again now. That's Canada leaving
no,
early.
We're not going to have this.
And let's listen to the instruction from Archiero.
It's a hit and hold. We need to pause it from this side, okay? If it's hold, get the ball in, okay? Crouch. Touch. Set.
Sunila gets it in. U.S. under pressure as Canada pouring in.
O'Toole on this guy.
Fresh legs of O'Toole trying to get that ball, but now here's the U.S. counterattacking from inside their own end. Test cutting through past the 22, and he is rocked by 2 players, most notably Kieran Hearn making a big tackle there. Now it's Isles. He's found a gap. Now he is a dangerous runner, and look at him outpace Hassler.
He's gone.
Hassler thought he had a beat on him, and Isles showing the pace and quality that he brings to that U.S. team.
That's what a sprinter does. That's what this guy is on the field for, and I know that. If you don't do the basics, you get a clean track like he just had. This is it right there. This was 100 meters, nobody around. If you don't do that, you don't belong on these teams, and this guy is there for that, and he's Hassler, that's actually a pretty fast guy himself. Obviously, maybe the tank was semi-empty at that point. You know, it's timing on everything, eh?
Absolutely.
Isles was kind of standing around looking like he'd run out of ideas back there, and kind of made a half shimmy, ran out from behind his own guy, and then just stepped on it like a cheetah after an antelope.
Exactly, yes.
The problem with cheetahs is that they don't show on the nature shows that they lie down for an hour and a half after that, but Isles is still got to play in this game.
Brings the score to 19 points. 19 points now to 14. So Canada now need to come back and reply to that score.
Because right now an unconverted score would tie it, and sorry, where's my math? Yeah, an unconverted score would tie it, and a converted score would win it for the USA. So, yeah, the only response can be a Canadian score at this point. Moonlight, tap ball to O'Toole. O'Toole steps out of a tackle. He won't have the pace to beat Hume. He's pulled down awkwardly back, but he manages to place that ball, and now he's played it on the ground and pulled it back. Luckily, he didn't get called. Now, chipped through by Tibiero. And Tibiero's going to be by himself, and great bounce. And Canada could be in trouble, big trouble here. They've scored out wide and tied this. This is going to be a huge conversion kick for the USA now.
I'm actually surprised that this USA guy didn't fight a little further to try to make it closer for his teammates' kick. But, you know, obviously wanted to make sure he scored the try.
Who was shepherding him for Canada outside there that prevented him? Because that was kind of a big move. Let's have a look as Tibiero gets to it.
Yes, well, there's nobody shepherding. Kieran Hearn is making a valiant effort to get across, but he's not going to get across far enough. But at least by being there, he kept him wide.
Yeah, Hearn was the fence to the getting to the middle there.
He did well. You're absolutely right, Pierce.
And if he fails this, we can put it down to Hearns moving him, keeping him wide.
Ty Inoso, the crowd trying to rattle him a bit here in Canada, and he has missed it. So we are tied up. And wow, talk about nail biting, might as well be 0-0 again, 19-19. And they have put on a great show here, these two teams. And we've got approximately 3 minutes left now in this game to solve this and see who is going to be the North American Caribbean champion.
Like Pierce said, Hearn's hard work there has saved a lot of points so far, almost 7 points.
So it'll be Ty Inosa to get this one started, and they will love to recover this one, and that's exactly what they're going for. The big man, Zach Test, trying to get to it. And now Hume, this game is going to be over. No, the knock on, and the U.S. can't believe it. They thought they were in for another try.
Zach Test tipped that with the top of his finger as they went forward.
So off the restart, the big man, number 5, reached up and knocked it forward. It looked like maybe a Canadian hand had gotten there as well. Archiero picked up on it. And instead of a try, now they're
Thank you.
You see Moonlight,
scrum,
you see Moonlight and Zach Test chatting it up to each other. I think there's some stuff going on in the field here.
Now, if we're still tied at full time, we'll probably have 2 extra periods of 5 minutes, Pierce?
I don't know the regulation on that. It's something that I haven't seen, so it'll be probably exactly what you said. It won't go to sudden death. It'll be 5 minutes each way, I'd say.
Sean Duke tried to get that away to Hearn, and he got wrapped up immediately. Now Duke on the outside, showing no ill effects. Only Ty Inosa to beat. Enosa picking his line on him. Now Duke is blown by him, and Duke is going to score under the post. The crowd on their feet. They can't believe the 75-meter try that Sean Duke just scored. Ty Enosa staying with him the whole way. It looked for sure he would bring him down, and Duke shrugged off that tackle to put his team back in the lead, likely with 7 points. Let's have a look.
Yeah. Here, Duke, a great individual effort. I mean, after being banged up and everything, runs a swivel, yeah, breaks a tackle.
Beautiful timing.
Just a great runner, Duke. He's done this a whole lot. We can hear all the fans screaming. I think we were screaming ourselves.
Jamaican fans showing their support for Canada. They've adopted each other as country cousins here, I guess, and as Phil Mack puts it across, to extend the lead to 26-19.
Team Canada try, scored by number 6, Sean Duke.
And this partisan crowd has put a lot of life into Canada, but I've seen this U.S. team come back time and again, and there's 45 seconds left in this game, and Canada's got to absorb that pressure, try and get this ball back off the kickoff.
26-19.
Beautiful ball by Karen Hearn.
Well taken by the USA. Zach Test.
Look at these boys trying to get that ball back. Yep.
And now that'll do it. A penalty to the USA for holding on. They're going to take their time in acting with this ball, and when they hit 20 minutes, they're going to kick it out.
They might actually even go for 3 points here.
To make it a 2-score. That's an excellent point. Maybe it's a 2-score lead. No, they're going to throw it around. So now Canada just looking to kill the clock, looking at the clock. Hearn, and he just runs into touch as the horn goes. And Canada, your 2012 NACRA champions. Fred Aslan, we're going to let Pierce Higgins get down there and do his official stuff. What a fantastic final. I thought Canada was done for a couple of times.
Outstanding, really. These guys have a lot of heart, and that's, you know, I'm so proud to be broadcasting this game with you, Doug. It's been great. It reminds me of all these great wins that we've had in the past, and this team, I mean, hey, they deserved it. They worked hard all weekend.